Hey, Spuddy! Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Age of Wonders 4. Today I thought it would be fun to play through the Valley of Wonders scenario. Now, this does have some unique features, right? Like the underground is uninhabitable, so nobody starts down there, and it's quite small. It's also having quite a few ancient ruins and quite a bit of mana. We will be playing on hard difficulty, and I will be custom making my own ruler. The only limitation I believe on rulers is you can't be a wizard king. So I am thinking maybe we'll do some sort of Materium build for this, which I think kind of suits either the dwarves or the molekin. I like the idea of being the molekin here, and I will just keep their bulwark ability. I think that's totally fine. We will be the industrious culture. Actually, no, I've changed my mind. We're going to be resilient with underground adaptation. I think this is going to be the faction that we play through the campaign with. We're going to be good at defending against magic, and what else will we be doing? I like the idea of runesmiths, making it cheaper to have unit enhancements. Wonder Architects also seems pretty damn good, and this will be like a mono Materium build. Although then again, there is something to be said for Fabled Hunters. It's a really good ability, as is Experienced Seafarers. It can be very useful on certain maps, particularly if you have any fisheries. I think I almost always take Fabled Hunters, so I think it'll be fun if I take Experienced Seafarers. I think that'll be a little bit more interesting. Now, do I want to start with the Tome of Rock, or do I want to start with the Tome of Enchantment? I like the idea of the Tome of Enchantment. I can go for the Runecarver's Camp and get a bunch of mana per quarry, and also summon Copper Golems. Copper Golems are quite a bit better than I gave them credit for, too. We're going to go ahead and start maybe with the Great Hammer, although I do have the Earthshaker Hammer, which is quite a bit better. I'm just going to go ahead and randomize this leader until he looks kind of cool. This guy will do. Let's go with a healthy brown-orange with a nice deep teal green. Oh, those colors clash in a very unsettling way. This is a little bit better. This will be Nibbler Ironhide of the Talpid Runesmiths. That's totally fine. So there's no real logic behind this build. You can go ahead and read this if you want. I'm going to go ahead and skip through it. However, pause the video if you want to read the story. I am not a story guy. I don't play games for stories. Basically, we are a champion. We have risen up on our people, and now we have to make friends with the elves and fight the bad guy. So, Nibbler Ironhide leads the Talpid Runesmiths. We can summon a Copper Golem and also have access to the Bolstering Chant. Let's go ahead and begin the journey. And we start up here in the top left of the map. So we start off with a relatively powerful army and a scout. I'll go ahead and put that scout on auto explore, although I will quickly pick up a couple of these easy. Oh, actually, you don't want to auto explore as the runesmiths, because the pioneers are actually super good. I think actually the pioneer brings the Materium affinity up like several tiers on its own. So I reckon we're going to get started with a workshop here. Get that production, get that draft up, start making pioneers. And we'll just do this quest battle. This should be an easy auto combat. If I lose anything, I will fight it manually. Of course, naturally, that's how you play the game. If you can get away with an auto resolve, why wouldn't you get away with an auto resolve? So I think the best way to fight this is to recognize that these shock units counter shield units pretty hard. I do have my own shock unit. Let's make sure we give bolstered defense to these guys and make sure our crossbows are nice and forward in a good position. So I think we'll try to kill the pigs first. He does have taunt. Let's have a look. Yeah, we can do serious work on the pig kill here with our leader. Now, do we want to charge forward and use a quake? Or I think we get the charge off because that's worth 30 damage. Yeah, let's go for the 30 damage charge. Boom. We'll come forward with you and we'll taunt this piggy. Then we'll come forward with you and we'll taunt the river troll. We'll come forward with you and then you can essentially finish off this piggy, which will lower his total amount of damage quite a lot. You're going to stand behind this shield bearer and take a shot at the river troll. We need to start bringing down his health. We'll end the turn. They'll get to counterattack. They won't do too much damage because we are in defensive mode with overlapping defensive modes, which is really quite good. I'm going to go ahead and do a quake on my hero. The nice thing about the quake is it doesn't damage my own hero units. So that's quite efficient AoE damage. I am going to heal this guy. What if I were to drop a bolstering chant on you and then I were to drop a strength from steel? That will convert all of these to strengthened, meaning you'll do a lot more damage. Let's do an overdraw crossbow to max out our damage on you, and then you'll attack doing 24 damage. Really quite good, optimizing. And then I need you to damage this piggy a little bit. Perfect. We took a lot of damage that time, but that's okay. We'll just do a you go ahead and kill this, and then my hero should be able to get a flank off and kill the river troll. Perfect. Probably won't get a level from this battle, but we do wipe out the enemy, complete our quest. We just need to build a farm now. We can set our arcane research. The Steel Fury chant is quite decent. It's a nice reversal. Sundering Blades is amazing and should honestly be your first research as Materium. So I'll save Steel Fury Chant for later because it is a good, like, okay, it's time to go on the offensive spell. Basically, it converts all your bolstered defenses into strengthens. We can befriend the city. I will befriend the city. I don't see a reason not to do that. I'll bring my scout down to here to meet the city. We'll formally open diplomatic relations. We'll give them a Whispering Stone to improve relations with them. Then we'll dig up here. We'll prospect this province for 50 gold. That's amazing. And then we'll move up to the north to clear out this. You still have movement. Grab that. Let's spend Imperium to grow this city. I'll pop a farm down there. My city gains 32 stability, 40 gold per turn, or a bunch of food. I think the 42 gold per turn is actually really damn good here. I'm going to pop out my Arbalester to pick up this. And then we'll go here. And we'll clear these. This should be an easy auto combat. Okay, we lost a unit again. So if we lose a unit, that's when we manually fight it. Because when you're playing on hard difficulty on these campaign maps, you really can't afford to lose any units. So I'm going to send my hero around to the left. And I will have my dwarves, my mole dwarves, go here on the right. I will bolster his defense because that sets me up for a heal. If you're wondering how the Steel Shaper works, he has a free ability that bolsters defense. And then he has Strength from Steel, which heals a unit for all of the stacks of bolstered defense that they have, and then converts it into Strengthened. So if a unit has 5 stacks of bolstered defense, which is the maximum, they will heal 5 times 8, which is 40 health, and they'll get 50% extra damage on their next move. So it's very much so, you tank, and then the Steel Shaper helps you reverse the situation. So I reckon we can just sit back and let them come to me. I will just heal. We'll do a Bulwark. My hero's in position to flank. We'll just see what they do. Right, they come for me. Perfect. Alrighty. Let's bolster his defense. We will overdraw the crossbow on this guy to cancel his retaliation. And then we will do major damage. Then we'll take a little bit of static charge damage. We should focus our fire onto a single unit. Let me give you a little bit more bolstered defense. And then boom, boom, boom. The heal will bring up your damage to where you almost killed him. It doesn't make sense to quake here, so we may as well. Does it make sense to quake? No. We'll just bam. You take a little bit of damage, that's fine. We're already set up for a heal, so that's fine. Efficiently using your unit's abilities is seriously the difference between losing. So, between winning and losing. It's very important to be way more efficient than the auto-resolve AI. So I'm going to get him to tank the retaliation, and then this guy can get a full triple swing with 50% extra damage, dealing major hits. So we took a bit of damage, but our hero did level. We got a little bit of production. The Wand of the Rising Undead, not my favorite ability. I don't think Sundering Defense is that important for someone with a charge strike. You only ever attack once per turn, but getting Bolstering could be handy as it would allow him to become tankier as the more damage he takes, so I will take that ability. Now, the Quake ability is technically battle magic, so we might want to look into upgrading battle magic. We're going to level him up in the way that I think makes the most logical sense on a turn-by-turn basis, rather than towards any particular goal. I think it's actually important that I go prospect these mountains, so I'm not even going to really do much scouting this game. Really what I want to do is build up my capital. I will be building the vendor. I want that money, and we will be doing military engineering so that we can start building more cities. Okay, we found another quest. They're over here. I will go do that quest. I will pay to do this and get a quarry here so I can position my stack here so they don't just heal 5 health per turn, they'll heal 25 next turn because they're inside my domain. I think that was a smart and clever thing for me to do. Let's get as far deep into these mountains as we can. We'll do a little prospecting. 45 production, that'll finish a building. Excellent. We'll do a little prospecting here. The Ring of the Vicious Killer, we will equip that. This ring will inflict double morale penalties when this unit kills something. Quite handy. Probably won't have too much of an impact, and we'll get our 3rd scout now, and we will go ahead and build the shrine. Sundering Blades has been finished researching. We'll go ahead and start a new research. I think Steel Fury Chant is the correct move here. Being able to reverse my bolstered defenses into strengthened can be the difference between winning and losing a fight. We'll go ahead and cast Sundering Blades. It's 1 mana upkeep per unit, although I think that's partially because we have cheaper runesmith stuff. Prospect a province, there's 58 cash. Prospect another. We want to make sure that we're nice and close to the prospectable locations. We're just getting so much money from prospecting. This will allow us to develop really quickly. Now, unfortunately, Astral units are really good against particularly melee-focused and spirit damage, but we should be okay. Okay, yeah, we lose a unit. This is the thing. The thing about Materium is that it's very much so a type of army that really requires quite a bit of micromanagement. It's not like the The chaos-focused factions, which are very fire and forget, they will do well in auto-resolve. Materium really does not do well in auto-resolve, I've found. Okay, so we're actually going to pull back a tile, just a scooch, for the purpose of getting my hero in position for a flanking attack. And then I guess I will strengthen this guy and see how the enemy responds. What do they do in terms of positioning? Okay, now this is perfect. Right. So I want you to go here, you to go here, I want you to go here, and you to go here. And now the positioning on this is actually very important. This guy is in position. He can, the width of the combat width here is too short for him. So if I have him in the back line and I put him onto the defense mode, he'll provide, I believe it is +3 defense to my front line. So this guy will go from taking 41% reduced damage, right? And I do this, boom. And now he'll take a 57% reduced damage. And then I can taunt this guy, boom, like this, and now he'll take 67% reduced damage. So the shield wall, the shield defense, the base, everything is kind of working really well together here. Now we can take a shot, or we can bolster his defense even further, and now this guy is taking 72% reduced damage from physical attacks. That's insane. There's a small chance I get stunned here attacking this guy. We did resist it. Let's go ahead and take the bolt shot as well. And let's see how these guys stand. He attacks, counterattack, a little bit of fire blasting. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Look how well he tanked that damage. We're going to do a Steel Fury chant, and then we will do Strength from Steel. This is the moment where we counterattack now. He has big damage. He basically one-shots these iron golems. Perfect. Then we will overdraw our crossbow to kill you. And bam. And we will shield wall. There we go. Worked out really nicely. Bolster your defense, you get up in this guy, flank him for 46 damage, and then it should be a pretty easy overdraw crossbow shot to kill him. Nice. Now these are the easy battles that we're going to be going up against. So we can get the Astral Heart here. Melee attacks. Ooh, Astral Heart is insanely good. Let's go ahead and take that. We will immediately equip the Astral Heart. So it gives enemies a 30% chance of being stunned when they attack my hero. So he's going to be super good at the front line. I'm actually going to give him defense then, because the longer he's able to tank the front line, the better. We have met Sundren's Call. Nice to meet you. They will have a quest for me. I can do the easy path or the hard path. I'm going to go ahead and accept the easy path, and they want me to clear the Tower of Destinies down here. I'm going to immediately negotiate with them a wizard's bond. They want 200 gold. I'll wait until they feel a little bit better. Instead, what I'll do is I'll declare a friendship with them to improve our relations. This is Sundren House of Iniok. They should feel quite a bit better about me. They do feel threatened by me, but hopefully the declaration of friendship will build up to where they're a little bit more willing to deal with me. Okay, let's go ahead and attract another population. I'll be popping down a whole bunch of farms here, although I could go for a fishery or a lumber mill. Let's get the lumber mill, and that'll let me build the workers' farmstead and the library. The workers' farmstead will be 5 food, 5 production, and the library will be 10 knowledge. And then we'll probably look to go up to the bulwark when those are finished building. We are going to need an insane number of units, so arbalests and anvil guards will be spammed out. And the good thing about Materium is they're actually really good at one very important thing, and that is maintaining and sustaining large armies, which is kind of important when you're playing on the hardest difficulty in the campaign. Hopefully we can auto-resolve this. Nope. Okay, we'll have to fight it manually. You can see the difference in outcome when I auto-resolve and when I fight it manually is just staggering. So we're up against a Arcane Guard Pikeman. They reduce your resistance when they hit you. They have a 90% chance of inflicting sundered resistance. Then we're also up against War Shamans. They inflict strengthened and regeneration and healing. And then we have a Fury. The Fury is going to be the main thing we need to take out here. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to quake. The reason I'm quaking is to open up the battlefield for my units. I'm going to have this defender be behind the line. Again, he's going to be providing shield. I don't want him on the front line because he'll take too much damage until I get a chance to heal him up. We'll see how they respond. They do come forward. Let's go ahead and do a bolstering chant on this guy to bring him up. This guy will charge block us, but that's fine. We'll get up there. He did get stunned, which is great. I'm going to come up this way. You're going to position yourself behind and do a shield wall to provide defense. You're going to get into position here. My archer will go here. The archer will go here because it's easier for him to shoot over the head of a single unit rather than having to shoot over the head of 2 units, and he will do more damage in this position, whereas this guy is going to be doing healing from the back line. It's kind of the logic of my positioning. You are already protected by a shield wall, so you're going to taunt this guy in order to be in defensive mode. And have really good tanking ability. So now this archer, right, he doesn't have very good options. He can attack this guy, but he's like super tanky, so he's hard to kill. He can attack this guy, but he's super tanky, he's hard to kill, and he has a low chance to hit. He can attack this guy, and like anywhere he could do real damage, like in the back line, he has a bad chance to hit. So he either has to like move, So basically what you want to do is I just intuitively understand this, but I'm only now really learning how to explain it to people, is you have to, it's a bit like playing snooker or pool. You have to put your enemy in a position where they don't have good moves. We are going to go ahead and overdraw crossbow on this guy. This will prevent him from doing a attack. Then we're going to, can I get the kill? Let me think about how I get this kill. We are flanking. Can I get more damage on him? What if I were to do a Steel Fury chant? Nope. Not okay. I really need to free this. I need this to hit. Okay, so we'll have to kind of change how we're doing things. You're going to move forward. You're going to move forward. Both of my melee units are going to attack this guy. And then my hero is going to come around here and smash these Furies. And now they're only going to do half their normal damage. Plus they're inside my zone of control. So if they actually want to do any damage, they have to come out of my zone of control. Same with these War Shamans. So, like, they have no moves. The only move they make forces them to take damage. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, we've basically snookered them with our positioning. See, he took damage as he retreated that War Shaman, and now the Archer had to back up too. All right, let's kill the Archer with a charge attack. Perfect. Then this should be, oh, he's inside defensive terrain. So my best guys will be these. Anyone can take strengthened. Here's 2x strengthened for you. And that'll also restore you. So you'll now do 18 damage. And then you will do 22 damage. And then if I position you here, you've only got a 20% chance to hit no matter where you are. So, oh, lovely. Nice. Perfect. Starting to level up our troops. Our Steel Shaper is now a veteran. So he has plus 12 health. Our Anvil Guards are elite. So they got plus 12 health as well. It's all looking pretty good. 69 production and another Wand of Rising Undead. We're going to go ahead and just sell that because it's a spare. So we'll take the 28 money. There's no point in us having it. Hopefully I don't get a bad auto-resolve here as well. Okay, we got a good auto-resolve for once. Archer leveled up. Now they are elite. That's fantastic. That also means that they do 10% more damage. So my troops are really starting to hit their stride. In particular, like my defenders, they just got +1 defense from their elite medal, which is an 11% increase in their effective HP, which ain't bad. My hero also leveled up, so we can take our 4th warfare skill. Defense 2 feels good. The thing about defense is, the more defense you have, the better. Defense is one of those skills that gets better the more of it you have, because like the tier 3 defender skill, it actually gives you 2 defense and 10% evasion. So it goes from 1 skill point for 1 defense, 2 skill points for 2 defense, to 3 skill points for 4 defense. So defense is actually a skill that gets more efficient the more of you get it, whereas damage gets less efficient. So I'm probably going to go for defense 3 and resistance 3 on this guy, and then maybe some kind of like way to get regeneration. All right, let's keep on digging. Prospect Province, 67 gold. Like, the level of early game economy that Materium builds can do with a couple of scouts is amazing. I do like the idea of spell-tempered shields. This feels really damn good. I used to not respect spell-tempered shields, but now I have a lot more respect for it. I'm going to go ahead and lock that in. I would prefer to have awakened tools for the 20 production and 20 draft. I'm going to go ahead and enchant Sundering Blades. This will allow my troops to actually start to strip away defense from my enemies, which will make my low damage units actually way more effective. Is it time to summon a Copper Golem? I think so. We have enough mana income. And the cool thing about Copper Golems is, yes, they cost mana to upkeep, but they can be upgraded into Iron Golems if you keep them alive long enough. So they're definitely a kind of unit that you want to nurture. I'd like to come over here and clear this mana stash. But that would be a long time for my... I guess my units do need a chance to heal. So walking through my territory for 2 turns to get over here and clear this isn't the worst thing in the world. Let's go ahead and attract a population and get a fishery. That will allow us to build the shipyard, which will be another 10 gold. And then I'm going to go for the town hall. I'm going to hurry the production of the shipyard, and I'll probably hurry the production of the bulwark, because I have so much money right now that I should be spending it, because we're picking up so much from prospecting. Not only are we getting like production, we're getting money. Like, there's another bit of production. We'll probably finish the bulwark sooner than we thought. Elven outpost down there. Oh man, I love this mountain range over here. It's doing me so much work. Hey, ruined leggings. Very nice. +1 resistance on this guy. So my hero is becoming like disgustingly tanky. I have another bulwark to join the army. I could probably have done with another ranged unit first, but honestly, it's not the end of the world. You don't need to have a perfect composition to be effective. Let's get the Copper Golem. I'm probably going to talk about the Copper Golem a little bit. So they have a mana upkeep. They are a elemental, so they're immune to bleeding, poison, and disease. They're also able to evolve. When they get to the champion tier, they will become an Iron Golem. Iron Golems are very fun tier 3 units that cost gold rather than mana. They sunder defense. They're demolishers. They are magic origin. They're also polearm, so they have first strike, charge resistance, and they're good against large units. They're immune to morale. Just generally a really good and interesting and powerful unit. The thingy. I think I can afford to have 2 Copper Golems in my army, and I will. What I'm going to do here to speed this up is I'm going to attract another population, and I'm going to build a farm right here. And this should allow me to get to this, clear it, and then back out to the actual main area a little bit quicker. I'm also going to spend some Imperium. Do I want to boost allegiance in here? Nah, I'll just let this naturally grow. They'll be a vassal soon. There is an absolutely massive, massive mountain range here for me to prospect. It's brilliant. I'm loving it. I think it could be worth it for me to build another thingy. We could get the Arcane Institute. I think it is good to go for that tech. I definitely feel like we need to decide where my group of quarries are going. That's a decision I need to make. Like, I'm thinking my farms will go over here on the left. There's room for 4 good farms here. My foresters can go over here on the right. There's room for 4 foresters here. So I guess I'll put 2 quarries here, and I'll fit the quarries in wherever I can, basically. So let's get started on I want to build the stonemason and the builder's quarter so I can get my production up real high. So we'll get the stonemason going in here. We'll put the builder's quarter there. We'll rush the stonemason. The builder's quarter will take 4 turns. So this is worth 3 quarries, the builder's quarter. It's very, very good. I definitely feel like consolidated industry is a good pickup here. +1 stability for each adjacent province improvement of the same type. That will mean like these farms adjacent to each other, now they only take up 4 morale instead of 5. So they're 20% more efficient. If I put another one down, then they'll become even more efficient. So the more of the same improvement you have, the just more efficient they become. All right, let's go ahead and clear this. Ooh, I could actually get a sun priest here. Do I want to be evil? You know what? I think getting a Sun Priest isn't a bad move because it's a tier 2 support unit. Oh my god, why is my watch doing that? Stop. Just threw it across the room, although that activated my rabbit because she thought I was throwing a treat at her. So this guy is actually really good because if I use Awaken on him, he has the capability of dealing the distracted, which makes my enemies always take flanking damage. So that's quite powerful. He also has Mending Awakening. It's a pretty long cooldown, but it also gives people Awakened, which is just like a little bit of extra spirit damage on their attack. So he adds a little bit of diversity to my unit roster. Let's get ourselves another Copper Golem. And I think what I would like here in a perfect world is I'd like to replace 2 of these Anvil Guards with the Copper Golem, and then I would like to get on this guy the Experienced Leader ability so that he would give 2 experience per turn to these Copper Golems, which would push them up into the champion rank to become Iron Golems faster. So that's kind of like the play that I'm going to be looking to do in the near future. God, I love prospecting mountains, dude. Spider Hatchling Bell, this is actually an amazing item. Any summon item is amazing. So the Spider Hatchling Bell lets me summon a random tier 1 spider, which is effectively just, instead of having 6 units in a stack, now I have 7 units in a stack thanks to that hero. So I am a big fan of summon items and summon abilities. There's Awakened Tools. We have researched that spell. Let's go ahead and immediately cast Awakened Tools. This gives me 20 production and 20 draft at -10 stability for my city at a cost of 6 mana per turn. Now I do need to think about my mana a little bit. So I'm probably going to have to get my mana obelisk soon. That'll probably be the building I get after the builder's quarter. And I might even rush out another pop here to get another quarry. One thing I haven't done is I haven't claimed like my iron deposit. So that's hurting me too. We have met now Yaka. So this is my Pantheon quest. This is another way to win. I think there's a whole bunch of Pantheon quests. And then there's a whole bunch of victories. So I have managed to vassalize Goldwall, which is brilliant. I could boost this allegiance. I'm not going to bother. I am going to attract a population here. And then I'm going to build a quarry. That'll bring me up to 2 quarries. So now I can build the mana obelisk boosted. That'll be another 15 mana per turn. That'll help out my economy quite a bit. I'm going to take you plus these guys. Maybe I will drop the Anvil Guard and instead take this composition. No, I should bring an Anvil Guard because it's good to have a defense mode unit in the stack to provide that, because these Copper Golems have quite a bit less defensive armor, so being able to apply defense mode to them is helpful. But yeah, now we're going to move out onto the actual map itself. So let's get a Steel Shaper and an Arbalest. That'll fill out my second stack, I reckon. And we're going to be going up against some very, very scary tier 2, tier 3 armies here from Yaka. We definitely need to get down to these city ruins to build a city on them. That's going to be probably our next main objective, honestly. And we absolutely need to keep prospecting here because it's honestly the only thing that's really giving us a chance here. Okay, a Bone Wyvern mount. Unfortunately, he can't use Bone Wyverns because he's using a 2-handed hammer. I would love to get a better hammer. In terms of arcane research, the Rune of Industry would be nice for my polearms to get bolstering. I am going to lock that in, but I'm going to go for spell tempered shields first to allow my shield units to get +1 resistance. And also provide resistance to the units adjacent to them. This will make me much more powerful against, it'll make me much more powerful against magic damage with my shield units. Okay, so Yaka is running around here. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go face Yaka head on to see if I can take out that army stack. So I'm starting to run into a little bit of a gold issue in this city too. So getting the market will be good. We'll build that next. How is the stability? Stability is neutral, so I'll probably want to build a tavern soon. I would love to get the fishmonger as well, and the grand mill. I'll need a second forester for that. But I think the city is developing reasonably well right now. Let's keep on building. Oh my god, there's so many mountains for me to harvest. Spell-tempered shields. Now, I do think that the Tome of Warding actually works quite well with my faction. Yes, it is naturally opposed to Materium, the Astral Affinity, but Staves of Warding is good. It provides bolstered resistance to my units on a regular basis. The magical wards, this makes me resistance to all elemental damage. I could go for the Tome of Rock, but that would just be like defense, stone spirits, essential quarry. I already have this basically. I think we're going to go for the Tome of Warding because Astral Affinity is actually really good for a golem based build rather. Because I think golems count as magical origin and there is something, or no, is that in shadow? Yeah, magical origin unit upkeep is reduced. So I would like to get shadow affinity sometime. But yeah, I think the Tome of Warding here, I really like how this works. The Staves of Warding plus the magical wards makes you very, very resistant to magical damage. And I think that is the thing that will take my units from the current levels to the next level. I'm going to go ahead and lock in magical wards and start the Rune of Industry. I'm going to cast Awakened Tools on my capital for 20 production and 20 draft in there. My mana is a little bit low, so I'm going to hold off on casting any more spells for a little bit. She has declared a friendship. I'm wondering if she will do a Wizard's Bond. She'll only cost me 50. I'll do that for 50. So with a Wizard Bond, how much would you pay for the Bone Wyvern mount? I don't really have a use for it, and if I were able to get a whole bunch of mana from you, that would mean I could cast Spell-Tempered Shields without having to worry. And I will do that, because that's going to just upgrade how powerful my shield units are. Excellent. Let's go ahead and clear these two plants out. Should be an easy auto-resolve, no problems whatsoever. First time I've ever actually fought a battle with the Free Cities as my ally. Pact of Vassalage in 4 turns. Let's have a look at the trade. 4 gold for 10 draft, that's actually a really good exchange rate. Now the thing about prospecting is, it's hard to run an economy off prospecting because eventually you run out of things to prospect. Okay, so we got the mint, we got this stuff. Let's get the blacksmith to increase our recruitment rate. We need to get up to 3 stacks as soon as possible so that we can flood a battlefield with units. And we're going to continue to prospect. We got a Dread Spider, it's a tier 2 mount. That's actually a really damn good mount. The fact that it has the web ability is super good, as evidenced by the fact that I was able to win a game on the hardest difficulty on the hardest map in like 70 turns or something. Okay, let's get over here to these city ruins to rebuild them. Do a little prospecting, a little bit of production. There's so much mountain to prospect here. Ring of Protection, very nice. Spell-Tempered Shields is finished. We'll go ahead and cast that. Very cool. We're starting to look very, very enhanced. Nothing else to cast. We'll go ahead and end our turn. One thing about Materium is that their stacks are very slow. And what I mean by that is like they move across the map slowly compared to other factions, I feel. Would love a Rune Carver's camp. Can't afford to do it right now. Let's go up to our second forester. Boosh. There's the second forester. And that will allow me to build both the Grand Mill for food and production and the Fishmonger boosted, which will help me continue to grow the city. So I'll grab that Fishmonger and then I'll grab that Grand Mill. We finished all of our units for now. I think I can continue as is developing the city, but I can't hurry production anymore. I think I would like some halberdiers, particularly the halberdier. They have the Rune of Retaliation, so they reflect damage back, which is quite powerful. So I wouldn't mind getting like, I don't know, like halb, anvil as my front line for my new stack. Some more rune leggings, excellent. Reminds me of RuneScape. I'll trim your armor, 100 GP. So I'm going to do something cheeky here. My hero can make it to this tile on his own. Our area of overgrown ruins, we get a whole bunch of Imperium. We'll step on it, we'll rebuild it. And so now we need to be a little bit more careful about our gold income because our cities are going to be consuming more money, right? We have more than one city, which means we're going to be consuming more money per turn. I need to go have a look at this Tower of Destinies. It might be a hard clear. I also need to get Glitter Cove, and I also need to annex Goldwall rather. We got a lot of stuff to do. I love the idea that we're like finding items from prospecting. There's the Rune of Industry. I definitely want magical wards. This is going to make me near impossible to kill with magic. I do like the idea of Seeker Arrows, giving physical ranged attacks a longer range. We found the city of Oraculum. We will be fighting that and taking it out. Mending the Schism. Ooh, I could get a Bastion. Now that's going to be expensive to maintain, but I will take the Bastion. And then I will cancel this Anvil Guard because the Bastion will hold it. Now, this is going to be a tier 3 Bastion. It has 108 health. It has Inspiring Defense. It just spreads bolstering defense around, goes into defense mode. Relatively strong melee attack, really good defensive stats, very, very powerful unit. Also has Watchful, so it has extra retaliation attacks. Really, really love the Bastion unit. Spell Tempered Shields, very tanky, 41% resistance. That's going to go even higher once we cast Magical Wards. I do need the Breastplate of the Champion item, so I'm going to go ahead and take that, and then I will equip it with my hero. Perfect. The Breastplate of the Champion gives you +2 defense and a 20% boost with your melee attacks and 20% critical chance with your melee attacks. So makes his Earthshaker Hammer stuff quite a bit more powerful. And there are some neutral nodes nearby that we can get to work on clearing. I will demand some mana from them as I clear them. And then when we clear it, we'll get some leather armor. Good for another hero that could come. Go to clear this Tranquility Pool as well. Good God, this mountain range just never stops, does it? We have built the Grand Mill in Gold Bank. I think getting the Wizard Tower would be fine. I'll go for the Arcane Institute for the 15 knowledge per turn. That's a pretty efficient build. Also, it's boosted. I need to get my second fishery and my third set of buildings. We got our work cut out for us. Let's go ahead and cast the Rune of Industry so that my copper golems will benefit from bolstering. That'll upgrade their power level and make them a little bit more like my actual units. Gold Wall is now a vassal. We need to get them up to flourishing vassalage to actually be able to annex them. And we need to save up quite a bit of Imperium. But now they're providing me with a little bit of money, right? A little bit of cash, mana, and research. Right, Tranquility Pool. Let's make sure all my units are nearby to participate in the clearing of this. Okay, I lost a Copper Golem and a Anvil Guard. I'm going to go ahead and manually fight this battle to prevent that from happening. These can be quite difficult fights, actually, because the status effects get dispelled every couple of turns, which is a little bit difficult to deal with. So we've got a couple of Stormscale Serpents on the right. I'm going to pull my hero forward like this. I'm going to bring the Anvil Guard and my Copper Golems on the right with these support units. I'll have my hero support this right flank. Or sorry, this left flank rather. Let's make sure we're bolstering defense with these guys pretty actively. You awaken people. Go ahead and awaken yourself. Let's see how the AI responds to this turn. All right, so all of our effects were removed. We want these Stormscale Serpents to come for me and fight me. Now, the particular way that I want them to fight me is I want them to step at least 2 tiles so they lose their second attack. So I'll position like this, my 2 Copper Golems. You're going to go into face this way in defense mode. I'll have my Archer positioned here. My Steel Shaper will be positioned here. So these guys are set up for the Serpent attack. You're going to go ahead and summon a Spider. I'm going to clog the breach here with these 2 guys. I will position archers in a vulnerable place, but the goal is actually to bait the water tide spirit from blinking in so that my hero and the spider can deal with him. So hopefully he blinks into this position right here. That's where I'm hoping he appears. Here would also be okay. All right, let's see how they play. So, oh wow. He just completely ruined my plan. Jesus. All right, nice. Copper Golems are counterattacking. They do have retaliation. Okay. First things first, let's go ahead and do an awakening on my Archer here. Then we will do a heal on this guy. We could heal him again. You go ahead and taunt him. You come up and taunt him. Then I want you to step away and shoot him. I want you to overdraw. You should have done the overdraw first, but it's not a big deal. You're going to run in and kill this guy. I'm going to have my spider clog up. We'll do a little heal on you. Now, on this right flank, it's a little bit more complicated. Well, the first thing we can do is cast bolstered defense on you to make you a little bit harder, and then give you even more bolstered defense. You'll do a shield wall. Archer will overdraw shoot this guy so he can't counterattack. Poke him. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know why these guys don't count as large, because they are pretty big. But that's 1 snake down. So we've killed 2 snakes. Trying to keep everyone alive is tough. So what do you got in terms of heal? You got no heal over here. I could do a Steel Fury chant. Do I need that? Let's go ahead and do it. Get him healed up a little bit. You give me an overdraw. Okay, you missed. That's awful. Come here. Shield. Still gonna kill. Come on, give me something. Okay, I need to kill this Stormscale Serpent somehow. We'll have to figure that out. I got bigger fish to fry. Let's cancel this guy's retaliation. This will allow this archer to retreat to a safe place. You can get over here and get this kill. Okay, that's actually saving me. No matter what, I'm going to lose this Anvil Guard. I'll just put him into defensive mode. This gives him a slight chance of surviving. I can bolster his defense. Hope for an immobilize. Resisted. Go ahead and nibble on him. He might kill that archer. Honestly, I feel like losing the archer isn't that big of a deal. Just trying to preserve as many of my units as I can. We're going to lose some. You can't save them all. Okay, spiders finish him. You blast him to get a flank. Overdraw him. Kill him. Overdraw with a 50%. Drop a fat heal on this guy. Nice reversal. Then you finish. Perfect. So we lost a single unit. That, in my opinion, is an acceptable level of loss, especially because we preserve the copper golems. Stout Rock has been built. The city's going to be very gold mine and farm heavy, I think. Very few quarries. Let's get that vendor. The big thing in here is to get that money up so that we can sustain a bigger army. And we will step inside our territory to heal. Dude, this mountain range is genuinely insane. It like goes from here to here. It's so much prospecting. We got the Arcane Institute in the capital, which is another 15 science per turn. The big thing would be the town hall for the Forge Tower. I could boost the population and go for my third quarry, but that wouldn't really be useful. The thing I need is... yeah, I need other stuff. Do I go for a farm estate here? 30 food per turn. That's a 30% growth increase. Let's build the Wizard Tower for the improved Imperium income. And we have a couple of heroes we can recruit. It wouldn't be bad to get Ella Osmark, actually. She's a builder. City Stability, Astral Enchanter. Ooh, Magic Origin. Now, let me ask here. Are you a Magic Origin? Okay, so these golems are Magic Origin. So, if I were to recruit a hero that boosts Magic Origin heroes units, that'd be nice. He could be the golem leader. On the other hand, I could have a city built faster. I'm going to go for the golem leader. Let's go ahead and get you. Bane the Astute. You are recruited. Good, sir. You shall govern Stout Rock, giving it a little bit of production and food. New rally has been started. I think I lost an Arbalest, so I'll just quickly recruit one of those because it's much cheaper to recruit from there. It's only 45 gold compared to 60, and it takes 2 turns to build. Let's get another Pioneer, and we'll send it over to here to start excavating. Oraculum has sent a war party. I'm a little bit concerned about Yelka sending war parties as well. We also need to clear this Tower of Destinies, which is going to be a very fun thing to do. Okay, we lost a scout. It's to be expected. Let's have a little peek at the Tower of Destinies. What's in here? So we can cast a lesser ward. This will give us resistance attackers. We can do a Materium check to get the glint of the gold touched, or we can stand our ground. I'll spend a little bit of mana. What are we up against? Actually, nothing too scary. Might be auto-resolvable. Let's go ahead and refight that. Tower of Destinies should not do that poorly. So let's identify the scary unit here. It's probably the Stone Spirit. Otherwise, nothing else really here is scary as long as I can cast spells and get control. I do love this. This whole like centerpiece. This is a very, very cool set piece. That's one thing that they've always done really well in Age of Wonders is like the maps always looked fantastic. Right. So I think we're going to look to set up over here on the right. Like, so I'm going to have my hero here. You're going there. You're going there. And let's go ahead and get this guy healed up a little. My goal is to set up an arc like so. You're protecting, you're protecting, you're protecting. You give him a little heal. I guess I could technically do serious work with my hero if I do this. He is my most powerful unit, so I kind of want him to be in the front line tanking and getting hit. Like if they're teleporting behind him, that's their own fault, because look at that damage he did. Jesus. Great distraction. All right, let's get these spearmen up. There's a retaliation. Let's go ahead and bolster his defense. Give him a little stab. You come this way. You come this way. Could you kill him? I want you to kill this guy. Boom. That was a serious crit. Holy shoo. Yeah, I think, honestly, positioning on this map is just important. And the fact that my units like ran forward in a really kind of goofy way in the auto-resolve, probably what cost us the battle. Let's go ahead and get a little heal. Dude, actually, Steel Shapers feel really good to use. Step 1 tile to the left. I should have overdraw crossbowed first. It was a slight mistake. It's under his defense. And then finish him. Not quite, but we are getting close to finishing. This shock unit, I think if I just step back, he actually can't do anything this turn. So under defense, excellent. We'll bring over the spears, bulwark. Make sure you guys face the correct direction. Get you into position. Spell temper. Have my hero. Go ahead and make me a little speeder. Well, let's see how the enemies respond. Okay, he goes for the spider. He took the bait. Perfect. God, I love it when they take the bait. Heal, big heal on you. That'll also strengthen you, meaning you can basically one-shot this dude. Perfect. And then you will go up behind the speeder and shoot him. And now all bets are off. This guy's super dead. I'm not going to let them flee. It's my right to get this kill. Bam. Bam and bam. Perfect. I don't know, why is this game just so much fun to play? I don't understand. There's something just really tactile about it. Look at that difference, dude. I lost nothing. These guys are starting to level up. I like it. They're veterans now, so they're slowly getting towards that champion level. They need another 24 XP to get to the next level. Perfect. So I've cleared the Tower of Destinies, like the quest asked. I could do the Path of Arcane Alignment. Ooh, the Astral Attunement spell. I can embrace our root, so we can become Gaia's Chosen. Damn, Gaia's Chosen is insane. Or I could become Gold Touched. I feel like it's hard. Like, Gaia's Chosen is just so good. Like, 20 hit points. Gold Touched is definitely more fun. But, yeah, I'm definitely taking Gaia's Chosen here. So, I got Archon's Deliverance, which is a tier 4 heavy charge attack lance, which will allow me to be mounted, by the way. That does 15-15. Woo. So I can get Dusk Hunters, or a Daylight Spearman. Sun Priest, Dusk Hunters. Dusk Hunters are pretty good. Honestly, I feel like the Sun Priest is really good because it provides healing and damage, which is something my race kind of lacks, is healing and damage. I'm going to immediately spend Imperium so I can annex the Tower of Destinies because this thing is insane. 15 mana, 15 research, 5 Imperium per turn, and the ability to recruit Bone Dragons, which is a tier 4 dragon unit. Undead dragon with terrifying aura. Yeah, we will be annexing that immediately, and when the next rally happens, we will be recruiting a Bone Dragon. At least that's the goal. Bro, I am so deep in these mountains right now. Holy balls. I'm about as deep in those mountains as I was deep in your mom. Woo yeah. Oh, nice. We have magical wards. I'm definitely going for a very defensive build. Let's go ahead and cast Gaia's Chosen, which is free. So this is just 20 hit points and status, like 3 levels of status resistance. And we just now are resistant to charge attacks, which is the counter, by the way, to shield units. That's kind of nutty. Plus, actually, if I come in here, do we now count as plants? Yeah, we count as plants. So we are weak to fire damage, which kind of sucks. But here's the thing. We're about to cast magical wards, which will give us some fire resistance. So that kind of takes the edge off that, to be honest. Ooh, Gaia's Chosen is actually really bad because I'm pretty sure Yaka, or whatever his name is, he went for fire. Now that's not to say we're taking more fire damage than we should. Like, we still have like so much resistance. And this is a halberdier. It's not even like a unit with good resistance. You know what I mean? I think we can make this work as long as we're able to get our resistance up a bit. I'll take Seeker Arrows. This will help my range units a little bit to be in better positions. I will buy myself more pop. Now, I could build a farm, which would let me build a Masonic Hall and the Mint. If I build a Forester, though, I can get the Estate Hall, which will give me extra growth. So I think we go for the Forester here. I need to clear this pasture up here at some point. So let's grab that Estate Hall. That's going to be 30 food per turn. And then we'll potentially be able to switch over to something like Grand Wharf soon. My ruler has leveled up. So we can take cool spell here. Summon Elemental is good. Honestly, Holy Retribution. This guy is so tanky. Holy Retribution would be super base for him. Let's take that. And we're also going to go ahead and take Experienced Leader on him so that he gives experience to units inside his army stack. So he will slowly train up these copper golems to where they need to be. We also just finished the Rune of Industry. We're going to go ahead and enchant these guys so they will now get bolstering. So whenever they get hit by a melee or physical ranged attack, they will get bolstered defense and also bolstered resistance with magic attacks. Quite good. Sundrin of House Iniok wants a defensive pact. I will go ahead and accept that. I'm also going to negotiate here for Shared Vision. And I may as well do like open borders and a province claiming pact and a teleporter pact. So we are all good. We have like full allegiance, full alliance. We're best buddies. My gold economy is really poor right now, which I'm obviously not happy about. But there are some nodes down here that I can clear for my ally. There's a Mother Ash. I don't think I'm going to be able to clear that for them. Plus, I don't really want to. That's their responsibility to clear those. My quest is to defeat Yaka, who's all the way over here. There is a city ruin here that I'd like to rebuild as well. I know it doesn't make sense for my Materium people to be plant people, but listen. I've also noticed that there's some kind of like random number generator roll, because I tend to find that if you find one kind of an item in a game of Age of Wonders 4, you're guaranteed to find more copies of that. There's some kind of seed or something that's causing that. We are going to take Staves of Warding. This will allow us to even boost up further our resistance to magic. Let's take out the unicorns here. Oh, we can just let them go. We can be good people, but we can't take that. You go to there, bring these guys up. What's the AoE? Can you make it? You can't support this army. We'll go ahead and clear this. This should be easy enough. I don't want to lose a copper golem, so I will fight this manually. The Lightbringer is the scariest unit here because of the convert and mind control ability. But otherwise, nothing here is particularly dangerous. I'll charge forward with my hero because he's designed to be tanky. And then otherwise, we will play a fairly standard advancement. See what the enemies do, what kind of positioning they go for. You have a range of 6. Get up here, drop your quake. Let's bring you forward. Bring my archer to here. And the most important thing that I shoot is this Lightbringer. The Pope Fish. The Pope Fish must die. Throw a little magical blast, not much. It's okay. Let's come forward. Try to hit the Pope Fish. They are resistant to spirit damage, but that will not stop me from taking those shots. If the shot is available, I will take it. All right, let's see how we stand. Tried to convert me, he failed. That's a best case scenario, really. They're doing a little bit of counter-attacking, taking significant damage, but we are in a position, I feel, to hold. Let's drop a nice heal. I will give him a bolstering chant to give him a little bit of a boost. We'll give him the full heal. We will overdraw our crossbow and then triple attack him. Bang, bang, bang. He's now dead. I'm going to overdraw on this scout to hopefully kill him. Perfect. We will take an awaken on you, so you can one-shot this guy. And then it should be just a matter, of course, to hit the Pope Fish. All right, Pope Fish down. Mission accomplished. Let's start blasting these kids. We also need to get our spearmen over here to put these guys into the zone of control. And I think we pretty handily beat this. Overdraw, kill. Just go ahead and charge and kill that. Can you come and kill this guy? Perfect. All right, nice. Cleared the field of battle. Lost no units. Couple of units leveled up. Every time our units level up, they get a little bit more powerful. We're only 20 turns into this game, which honestly feels like a lot now that I've said only. So we cleared that out. Now we can start pushing towards Oraculum. All right, let's have a look at what kind of equipment we can give you. +1 defense, chestplate of vitality is really good. Health and armor. Then, okay, more defense. I don't like your... Oh, right, I should give him a new weapon, actually. You should totally be using the Archon's Deliverance. That is a massive damage increase, plus it's also really just a cool weapon. Ring of Flanking on you. I'll give you the Great Hammer. You'll be a melee boy. The cool thing about I believe this actually lets me use a mount. So I can use a Dread Spider. So now he's a spider-riding, lance-wielding, tier 4 item-having Giga unit. We have finished researching Staves of Warding. Let's go ahead and select a new research. We're going to have to think about what our tier 2 research is going to be. I'll start casting Staves of Warding as well now, but I'll make sure to prioritize magical wards because that was started first. Golem Mine would be nice for the extra cash. The Tome of Artificing would allow me to start getting more iron golems, and those are pretty good units. The Artisan Implements is also critical hit chance. Crits are quite powerful. Tithe Collector is quite a good building too. Lots of gold. Would give me access to Inquisitors, as well as the Tribunal. I think we'll just go for the Tome of Artificing. The 30% crit chance is really damn good, and gives us a very reliable way to just shit out damage. Yeah, I'll go for the Artisan Implements. Artisan Armaments, rather, not implements. Do I pay 54 of this to get another fishery, build a Grand Wharf, and then push for the Forge Tower Town Hall building? Or do I push for a third quarry? I don't think we push for the third quarry. I think we go for the Forge Tower. So I'll attract a population. I'll take the fishery. I'll build the Grand Wharf, and then we'll go for the Town Hall. Should be a fairly easy auto combat here. Yeah, we didn't lose anything, that's fine. Stout Rock, I'm not going to spend money. I'm just going to produce merchandise for a turn while we wait for the city to grow another tile. I think I would like to get some quarries because I think the Tower of Destinies counts as a conduit, which would mean I could start to generate a lot of mana from this city. Although I think I want to build farms because I want to rush the market buildings as much as I can to increase my gold income, because that's where I'm struggling a little bit, is my cash flow. We do now have magical wards giving us +2 resistance to all elemental damage. So I feel like my race is like just incredibly defensive. Like if I just come over here and I select like a basic tier 1 unit, like this guy right here, the Arbalest. I look at his resistance to magic damage. Like he's got a 50% resistance to shock, 30% to frost, 20% to spirit, a flat on the other stuff. But then I look at a unit like this, right? 50% reduction to damage. This is before they've even gotten any buffs. So I feel like we're in a pretty good place. I don't like being weak to blight and fire. That does make me slightly uncomfortable, but I do have plans to try to deal with that. All right, we'll clear out this little stack here. Should be pretty easy. No losses. Perfect. I might even hit this Lucid's Forest. I'll use magic to give myself resistant attackers. Ooh, the mirror mimics are kind of scary. I can usually beat them without losses, so thankfully the auto-resolve AI did as well. We gain 163 mana. Spirit Wolf money. The Punisher's Halberd. The Punisher's Halberd is a really damn good thing for a frontliner. It's super good for a defensive frontliner. So I'm going to take the Punisher's Halberd. I'm going to give that to Oh, the game crashed. I'll tell you what, that'll be a good point to end the episode. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.